Hello, everyone, and welcome to the program. This is Sunday Politics live on Channels Television. I'm Sean Kimbale at Channels Television's global headquarters in Lagos. Tonight, we begin with what has become perhaps a messy situation in the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, with some of the internal crises rocking the party. Perhaps we should begin in the home state of the national chairman of the APC, Mr. Adams Oshiomhole, and what has happened yesterday and today. Let's show you some images of what happened yesterday, some situation that went really bad. It got to a head yesterday when the residents, the street leading to the residence of Mr. Adams Oshiomhole in Benin City got attention of some protesters and some of those who were not happy with Mr. Oshiomhole. This is the scene you will find thereafter. The APC faction loyal to Mr. Oshiomhole is accusing the state government of orchestrating the violence and embarrassment of the party's national chairman during his visit to Edo State. Two trucks had formed a blockade on the road linking Mr. Oshiomhole's house in Benin City, preventing him from gaining access. One of the trucks was thereafter set on fire by unknown persons, a situation which also caused gridlock in the area. Meanwhile, the governor, Godwin Obaseki, is blaming Mr. Oshiomhole for what happened yesterday.
Before
Mr. Godwin Obaseki is not happy. He was saying that the governor should have informed him as a security chief in Edo State of his coming, which perhaps he attributed to what led to the incident at his home yesterday.
incident that we've been having, in Edo State, which is really sad, where somebody who has been the governor of a state is visiting the state and does not realize that courtesy demands that he could inform the governor or the government apparatus of his visit, and that the chief executive is in charge of his security when he is in the state. So it's really sad and unfortunate that people who have served, who should know better, decide to behave the way they do, or behave with impunity and utter sense of lawlessness.
So there's been some incidents before yesterday and today. In Abuja, there's been some protests, some pro, some anti-Oshiomhole, going to the office, head office of the APC in Abuja. Some of the anti-Oshiomhole protesters are asking for the sack of Mr. Adams Oshiomhole, and this is their reason.
Before election, Oshiomhole have come to almost all the states, have gone around all the states and interfere with the state party affairs. Yes. Including the SCT. Oshiomhole, because of his activities, that he interferes with the affairs of FCT party. That was the reason why President Muhammadu Buhari lost election in FCT. Under the leadership of Oshiomhole, Oshiomhole have disunited the APC, have disorganized it. Oshiomhole is responsible for so many irregularities that have been going on in the APC that so many of us were aggrieved. And to an extent, before election, we even left the party. And it lost its structures. I am a good example of somebody who was a good faithful of the APC, but before election, we were forced, due to his impunity, to change our parties and work for another party because we were politically rendered irrelevant.
And so those are the anti-Oshiomhole voices that had the protest earlier. So after that anti-Oshiomhole protest, there was a pro-Oshiomhole protest, solidarity for the national chairman of the party. Earlier today, there was a press conference at the party headquarters in Abuja where supporters are saying they want Oshiomhole and his leadership is what they want. Take a listen to them.
The issue of APC losing states, which is being hanged as an albatross around the neck of the party chairman, is a matter that is clearly beyond him. The APC lost in states where internal sabotage by some elements in the APC, within those states, i.e., Bauchi, Adamawa. The anti-party action and decisions of those party members cannot be blamed on the chairman, who as an individual did not have the power to stop those unfortunate intrigues. We call on those singing Oshiomhole must go to present the replacement they have in mind, and let us review his character and compare his strength to that of the incumbent. Blackmail and baseless accusations alone cannot be the sole reason we all join the bandwagon of an ill-thought and anti-Oshiomhole campaign. Considering the challenges ahead of our party, the passion and tenacity with which Comrade Adams Oshiomhole has carried out his activities as party chairman, we consider it expedient that the party should pass a vote of confidence on the party chairman and rally around him to address the challenges of our party. Oshiomhole is not the problem.
You heard them there. So, in the home state of Mr. Oshiomhole, things seem to be falling apart. Within the APC and the national level, things also are not looking very good. It's a trouble time for the national chairman of the APC. Don't forget, there was a reconciliation committee set up by the party, headed by Chief Bisi Akande, the interim national chairman, the former interim national chairman of the party. So where does the ruling party go from here? Some people have projected that after Buhari presidency, after the second term, that the APC might just fall flat on his nails. So let's get talking about this. I have joining me now from Lagos on Skype, Mr. Peter Esele. He's a former president of the Trade Union Congress and a former governorship aspirant in Edo State. Thank you so much, Mr. Esele, for coming on tonight. What is happening in the APC when, on the one hand, in Edo State, there is trouble. On the other hand, there is a call for Mr. Oshiomhole's sack?
I think, good evening. I think one of the major challenges facing the party is non-adherence to its rules and protocols. Okay, let's take, for example, what just happened in Benin recently. I think that is very unfortunate. I don't think it is right to have the former governor and also the national chairman of the party to be attacked or to be embarrassed. He should be allowed to go into his residence. And what I also expect of the national chairman and the governor to do is that they have to come in the open and show solidarity. Because what is happening right now is that we're having two factions. And when you have two factions, you are going to have third force, or what I would call fifth columnist, that may take advantage of the situation. And that for me is worrisome. If with all the challenges that the party is facing in Edo State and at the national, first I will talk about Edo State. What one would have expected that the national chairman who wants peace in the party in the state, should have just, okay, go ahead and inform the governor that you are coming. And also invite the governor to come pick you up at the airport. And what you are doing is that you are sending a message to the rank and file that we are together. And it's a very important message for both the governor and the chairman to send to the rank and file. Right now, we have factions. We have the pro-Oshiomhole and the anti-Oshiomhole. We have the pro-Obaseki and the anti-Obaseki. But the result of this is that the laid down processes and protocol of the party has been undermined.
Mr. Esele, with what we are saying today, I mean, if you are blaming Mr. Oshiomhole for not informing the governor, this is not the first time he's going to Benin City. Are you saying that henceforth, as he's going to Benin City, he must first register his wanting to go to Benin City with the governor? Is that what you're saying now? All right, I guess we lost him on the connection there. We will come back to him as soon as we're able to reconnect. But let's go to our Abuja studio where we have the former ACN chairman in Edo State and the chieftain of the APC, and of course the former speaker of the Edo State House of Assembly, Mr. Thomas Okosun. Thank you so much for coming on tonight. What is happening with your party? First and foremost, in the national level, things look very bad, and also at the state level, in Edo State, your home state, things are not really going on well. Mr. Okosun, give us a sense of how things have gone bad.
Well, Sharon, thank you for having me once again tonight. I want to say that I feel pained and I'm ashamed that Edo State has become a recurring decimal, particularly as it has to do with APC. I just listened to my brother Peter Esele, and I want to ask him, we have other former governors of Edo State. Do they write to Obaseki each time they want to come to Edo State? Does Lucky Benedict write to him every time he wants to visit Edo State? Does Chief John Ojigo write to him each time he wants to come home to his place in Edo State? Does Professor Osumbo write to him each time he wants to come to Edo State? So you can understand, I think it's shameful that when people try to distinguish, are not able to distinguish between when a man is visiting his own house and when he's coming to Edo State or visiting the state on the official assignment. People should be able to distinguish this. Now, Comrade did not come to Edo State as as an official visiting the government or coming to have anything to do with the government. He came home on his own private business to attend the burial ceremony, and then those who have been threatening. I hope you have been following the story. Over this time, before this time, the governor had threatened that each time Comrade comes to Edo State, he has given order that he should be dealt with. And what you saw yesterday was the attempt to actually implement that instruction by the governor to deal with Oshiomhole, his predecessor in office. The man who lifted him up and put him where he is today, his idea now is that he should be killed. But for me, I think that we should make it public.
Mr. Okosun, those are strong allegations against the governor.
I stand by my allegations. I stand by it.
Have you heard him say that they should kill Oshiomhole? Have you heard Governor Obaseki saying that Oshiomhole should be killed?
Yes, I have heard Obaseki say he should deal with him. Yes, I have. It's on video. It's everywhere.
But you talked about being killed. That's not. Have you heard?
Okay, let me explain to you if you don't understand. Sharon, let me give you an information. By yesterday, 3 people among the boys who came to at the airport to try to attack Oshiomhole, 3 of them were arrested with pump action. The police will tell you that they were arrested with pump action. What were they coming to do there? If once you ask a governor gives instruction, the chief security officer of a state, a man who's supposed to provide security for everybody in Edo State, is the one now threatening that should deal with his predecessor in office. And people went to the airport yesterday to attempt to attack Comrade. After that, who were the people that went to block Comrades at Oshiomhole's house yesterday? The streets leading to his house. Both sides of the road, the in and exit of the road. Who blocked it? The vehicles that was used to block his house yesterday were government vehicles, not strangers, not individual vehicles. So who gave the instruction? At this time, really want to thank the security agencies that came to the aid of our national chairman yesterday. Maybe by now it would have been story that we could have heard that Oshiomhole had been killed on the instruction of those who are supposed to protect him. Thank God that the army, the DSS, and of course the police that came in later to rescue Comrade Oshiomhole from the hands of those who wanted him killed. But thank God he's alive, and we want to cry out. We want to seriously cry out now. That
Mr.
it has got to the peak of it all.
I still want to, because you're on live television, and this is in a national television, and you're watching, millions of people are watching you right now. Would you like to take back the allegations, because you've not been able to substantiate that Godwin Obaseki, the governor, said they should kill Oshiomhole? Because we'd like to set a record straight here.
I used the word. I said he gave instruction that he should be dealt with. Shehu, listen to me very well. He should be dealt with. That is the instruction. Okay. I am not taking it back. Godwin Obaseki gave instruction that Comrade Oshiomhole should be dealt with anytime he enters Edo State. It's on video. I can, even this night, if you want us to play it this night, we can play it. I can play it. Don't also forget that his deputy came to Abuja to relay a petition to the IG, and where he said that the comrade visiting Edo State is a threat to them, and that he should obey them. What instruction is he giving? That comrade should not visit his home anymore. So if I have to go to my house where I was born, I have no right to go there because we have a governor. So if I come to Abuja, then the Minister of Federal ICT should tell me not to enter my house in Abuja because we have a minister. Is that how someone should be a governor? So I'm not taking back with my words. It is clear. We know where it is coming from. Again, let me quickly tell you, so that we don't forget how we have gotten to this place. This is not the first time Comrade Oshiomhole's house has been attacked or attempted to be killed. There was a time they went to his house before, and the people, some of them were arrested, brought to Abuja, but were released after a few days. And they went back and were jubilating in Edo State that, yes, we have done what we wanted to do, and nobody can touch us. Yesterday, again, the same thing happened. The same group of persons. I can name names for you. Those who are celebrating this, even on social media, they are boasting. I can show you on Facebook. You will see them. I give you names. I'm not just talking because I want to talk. Right. No, I want to be heard. There are names.
Mr. Okosun, just a moment.
Afternoon,
yeah, just a moment.
Just listen. If you can listen, give me 1 minute.
Okay, go ahead. Just 1 minute, you said.
Just today, when the former president, Jonathan, visited Obaseki, you heard him clearly. That you can see the former president came and he visited him, and before he lived in Benin, after visiting Samoa, he had come to tell him that, he was in Benin. Therefore, you can see this is the way it ought to be, that comrade ought to have informed him first or take instruction from him. So I ask you a question. Should any man, any Edo man coming to Edo State take instruction from the governor before he comes to Edo State? Yes or no? If not, then let us know. If we have to write to him every day before we enter our state, let us know so that he should make a law to that. Which law under the Constitution that says a former governor, when he's coming to his own state, must get instruction from the governor of the state before he can enter? There is no such law. It is an aberration, and no governor should ascribe that to himself.
Yeah, Mr. Okosun, just a moment. I will allow you. I will come to you in a moment. I will come to you in a moment. Because of technology and the issues of network, I understand that we have Mr. Sele back now. Mr. Sele, I was going to ask you before we lost the connection there with you. You were saying that Mr. Oshiomhole, anytime he's going, should inform the governor. Is that a legal matter or a matter of morality?
Now, Shehu, this is the very way that we flare up issues. Now, we are not in a peculiar situation. Yes, Osumbo will come into town. He doesn't need to tell Obaseki. Oyego will come into town. He doesn't need to tell Obaseki. But we are not in a peculiar situation. Where we find ourselves right now is a situation whereby properties are being destroyed, lives are being lost. And you are having pro-Obaseki, anti-Oshiomhole, pro-Oshiomhole, anti-Obaseki. Now, how do you solve situations like that? In negotiation, we have what we call BATNA, which is the best alternative available. So in this situation, what will you do? What will cool down temper? What will make people to now come to the middle and say, okay, let's look at this issue? Is it not to see Oshiomhole and Obaseki together? If we want to say, no, Oshiomhole must not inform Obaseki, what are you trying to create? What is the end product? What we are looking for is peace. And if you are looking for peace and you see Oshiomhole and Obaseki hand in gloves, what message are you sending out to the rank and file? That is what I'm trying to tell Okosun. It's not a matter of whether you are coming to Edo State, you need to inform the governor. It's not legal. But what we are having right now is a situation whereby, whether you like it or not, Oshiomhole played a role in Obaseki emerging as a governor. So that is standard. So if there's a disagreement between Oshiomhole and Obaseki, we expect that both of them should resolve it. But I will tell you that the followership, those who are following Oshiomhole and those who are following Obaseki, what you have right now is nobody is coming to the middle. You just listen to Okosun right now. What you are hearing now is that, must everybody inform the governor that they are coming to town? No, everybody shouldn't do that.
All right, Mr. Sele, apologies. Please hold your thought for a moment because we need to take a break. But when we come back, we continue digging into this matter and perhaps try to find solution to what has become a messy situation in the crisis confronting the APC. Why are they calling for the sack of Mr. Oshiomhole? Who wants Oshiomhole out? I'll be asking my guests on the program tonight. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us on the program tonight. So you can see behind me the internal crisis rocking the APC. That man on the right of your screen, Oshiomhole, the national chairman of the APC, is embattled right now. On the home front, he's facing a lot of trouble. At a national level, he's trying to resolve a lot of crises. Chief Bisi Akande has been called to intervene and resolve some of these issues. How will that pan out? Tonight, Mr. Peter Esele is a chieftain of the APC and a former governorship aspirant in the APC in Edo State, and the former president of the TUC. From our Abuja studio is Mr. Thomas Okosun, a former speaker of the House of Assembly in Edo State and a chieftain of the APC. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming on the program. Let me go back to Mr. Esele. Who are those that want Oshiomhole out? And why would they want the national chairman of the party out when he has not finished his term?
Let me give an example. I issued a statement last week which generated I had a lot of calls and a lot of conversation. But the bottom line, my views were clear. First, for me, I felt the comment he made after the Bayelsa judgment, I think that was unbecoming of a national chairman, that no governor will be sworn in Bayelsa. And for me, that just flip it. We must never destroy any institution. We must respect any institution, no matter our grievances against those institutions. And then I also made reference to what is happening in Edo. Now we have two factions in Edo. And if we continue with the way we are going, without meeting our processes and protocol, we are also going to have the court telling us how to behave properly. That was the reason why I called for it. Now, the national chairman also gave me a call and expressed his misgiving about it, and also explained certain things to me. I said, okay, fine. And also raised some issues about the governor. And this is what I did. I took what the national chairman said, and I called the governor. We had a conversation, but it's not something I want to talk about on air. Because if you are looking for peace, there's what we call the best alternative to a negotiated agreement, which is BATNA. And what are you trying to achieve? If the national chairman is coming to Edo State, it's not in law that the national chairman should inform the governor. No. But in terms of processes, because of the tension, the seeming tension that we have in Edo State right now, lives are being lost, properties are being destroyed. So we need to see the governor and the national chairman on the same page. That way they are able to go through whatever challenges that they are facing. It's not just we alone. Who is happy now that the former governor is not being allowed into his residence? I won't support that. I'm not a supporter of that. I don't support violence in any of its form. And I believe that he should be allowed into his private residence. But I also believe that he should reach out to the governor. He has to reach out to the governor for them to find a way out of this. It's so embarrassing that a party that wants the entire 18 local government, that a party that has all the members of the House of Assembly, a party that has the governor, a party that has the national chairman in the same state, that there is problem in that state.
Are you, Mr. Esele, are you blaming all of these crises on Mr. Oshiomhole and perhaps some of the losses of the APC in Zamfara, Rivers, Bayelsa, and a few other states that we've seen trouble in the APC? Are you blaming it on Mr. Oshiomhole?
If you go by my release, that is what I said. And in terms of Bayelsa, the national chairman explained certain things that happened in Bayelsa. He also explained it to me about what happened in Bayelsa. But what I emphasize is that we have a system and we have a process. If that process is not working, why is the process not working? How do we avoid a repetition in future? And if you have a management, if you run an organization, and if your company is not working well, you don't serve the cleaner, you go for the CEO. That is what I'm trying to talk about. But the chairman has to come and explain to us why this is happening and why did he go to that length to make such a comment about the Supreme Court judgment. Right now, I will not support having a protest in Oshiomhole's private residence, just like I will not support having a protest in the residence of Justice Odili. I think that is wrong. We can go ahead and protest in his office because Adams Oshiomhole is different from Adams Oshiomhole, the national chairman. So the protest is against Adams Oshiomhole, the national chairman. So the APC secretariat is the best place for that. But to protest in his private residence and deny him his privacy, I don't support to that.
Mr. Esele, if you look at what we're seeing and some of the permutations, some readings are coming into play. such that if the APC is too hot and the heat is too much in the kitchen for Mr. Obaseki, he might be looking at options. For example, when you see someone like Mr. Ize leaving the PDP for the APC, there are permutations locally on the ground in Edo State that we might be seeing Governor Obaseki going to the PDP. Now, today, we saw the president visiting, the former president, Goodluck Jonathan of the PDP, visiting Benin City and having a visit to the governor. Do you have a feeling that Mr. Obaseki might be thinking of going to the PDP? Is there a possibility?
Well, I don't follow individuals. I follow principles. Principle drives me. The principle that took me to APC is why I'm still in APC and I will remain in APC. If anybody wants to leave APC for another party, it is that person's responsibility. It is that person's decision to make. I, Peter Esele, I'm a member of APC, and I remain a member of APC. I'm not going to follow anybody anywhere, but I also know that the governor has said at various times that is not going anywhere. I remain a member of APC, and I will do my best to make sure APC is strengthened. I will do my best to make sure that those who are in leadership position in APC follow the rules, processes, and protocol of APC. That I will say for myself. I can't speak for the governor.
All right. Again, a quick one that I need you to come out. Apart from Mr. Obaseki, who is obvious that he perhaps does not, for now, like the manner in which Mr. Oshiomhole is operating, do you see the hands of some of the governors behind the situation against Mr. Oshiomhole? Would you say that some of the governors are the ones who want Oshiomhole out?
Now, my upbringing is, first of all, you look at yourself. Nobody can get you off your track if you don't give room to it. If you ask me to advise the chairman, it's for the chairman to look at what is it I'm not doing right. If suddenly everybody who loves you yesterday are now fighting against you, you now have to look back and say, what is it that I'm not doing right? How do I improve it? What has happened to make me lose the trust of these people who went the whole mile to make sure I become a national chairman? So the idea of, I don't like to shift responsibility. I take responsibility first on myself and I'm acting as if I'm the national chairman now, is that I have to look at what is it that I've done wrong. One thing I've always said is that to hold an organization together, the easiest way for a governor, a chairman, or whoever to hold an organization together is to ensure that you follow the rules, processes, and the regulations of that organization, irrespective of whose ox is God. But once you start playing, you start shifting the goalpost, what is happening is that you are losing credibility and people start finding fault in what you are doing.
Mr. Esele, I'll ask you, and I need a very straight one. Are you suggesting that Mr. Oshiomhole should step aside?
I think with all of the pressures, with everything happening in the party, I think it's incumbent for him to step aside.
All right, just hold it there, Mr. Esele, for a moment. Let me go to Mr. Okosun in our Abuja studio. Mr. Okosun, give us a sense of what you think is happening. Do you think that Mr. Oshiomhole should just step aside or bow out because he looks so much that this trouble is too much for him?
Well, first and foremost, let me say that I do not know who is fighting with Comrade Oshiomhole other than Obaseki and those that he wants to employ to help him fight against him. And to prove this, he had gone to court 4 times to try to remove the national chairman from the party as a national chairman, and 4 times he has failed. So, and he's employing all means to make sure that he's removed. And that's it. And so, over that person, I'm not, whatever demonstration you see take place in Abuja, we know those behind it. It is not far-fetched. It is not beyond the governor of Edo State. What is the problem? He wants to come back a second term. That is just all. And if you remember, there was a time last year, he granted an interview in Benin and Abuja wherein he said, I have worked hard, I earned a second term, it is non-negotiable. Under a democratic system, do you make such statements? Who says because you are a governor, for example, because you are a governor, other people cannot contest against you? Unfortunately, he doesn't want to follow the principles of the party, the rules and the conditions of contesting an election. Because you are a governor does not preclude other people from contesting elections against you to seek nomination. If you lose, you lose. It's not the first time. It has happened far back as 2003. Look at what happened in Borno State, for example. The governor there was defeated. He had to leave and go and contest election in another party. All recently in Lagos State, Ambode was defeated in primaries, and he had to stay in the party to work for the party. But this man insists that he must take it by force, and there is, other than that, no other person should contest against him. Even when the man who he narrowly defeated in PDP in the general election decided to come to their party to strengthen their party, yet he says he doesn't want the party to be strengthened. This is why you can see the trouble. The trouble is about him not wanting the people, the party to grow bigger, and believing that anybody coming to the party is a threat to him. And we, because it's a party he met, we are resolved that we must build this party so that at the end of it, or whether Obaseki leaves our party, the party will still be on a winning trail. This is where we stand, and we are not going to shift ground on that. So nobody is really fighting comrade. If there's anybody, take, for example, you have talked each time you make reference to Zamfara. I'm sure recently you saw that the former governor of Zamfara State coming to pay homage and visit to the national chairman, regretting his actions. I'm also sure that you saw recently the former governor of Imo State, Rochas Okorocha, embracing and celebrating with comrade Oshiomhole when Hope Uzodinma when we reclaim our mandate in Imo State. Nobody is talking about all this. Nobody is talking about what the stability that Comrade has brought to this party. I think there's no other person fighting Comrade other than the man from Edo who think that he must take it by force. Now, I'm happy that Esele has also said clearly that there's no law that says that a former governor, when he's coming to a state, must take permission from the governor or must inform the governor. So on what basis is the governor insisting that when Comrade is coming to Edo State, he must take permission from him? On what basis was he now locked up in his own premises in his house so that he cannot go out? Who is the aggressor here? Only recently, so many houses in Edo State were bombed. Yet, the governor of Edo State is the chief security officer, has not bothered to investigate those matters. Only yesterday, I said 3 people were arrested with prompt actions at the airport in an attempt to kill the governor, to kill Oshiomhole. Yet, the governor has not been able to say he feels sorry and feels bad about this, has not insisted that the police must investigate the source of those arms. And you are saying that nobody, you think we are stupid, we have no sense, we are like senseless people. Well, let me say that clearly, Comrade Oshiomhole is not struggling with Obaseki over anything. First, he doesn't want to be governor of Edo State anymore. He has done his tenure. God has blessed him. And every day we pray for him because when he came to Edo State, we know the level at which he met it, and we know the level he left it when he left.
Mr. Okosun,
and so every day we pray that God will continue to protect him and preserve his life.
We need to
now,
wrap
but let
up
me go further a little bit.
Just a moment. Because of our time, we need to wrap up. And I would like to ask you, just in one sentence, in 30 seconds, what do you think is the solution and the way out of this trouble?
2 things. First is that Obaseki should submit himself to the supremacy of the party, prepare for primaries if he's ready to contest the election again. Otherwise, if he feels that he's not interested in contesting the election in APC, he can go to another party. Secondly, is that all others across the country should wait for Bristol Akande Reconciliation Committee and see the outcome of that. At the end, we will know where we go to. That's all.
All right, thank you so much. Let me ask Mr. Esele the same question. Mr. Esele, what do you think is the way out in 30 seconds? I understand that we lost him, but I must sincerely thank both of them. Mr. Esele, I understand he's back now. Mr. Esele, in 30 seconds, the solution on the way out.
One thing, I don't think the governor is afraid of primaries. But what I keep emphasizing on processes. Let us go ahead, make sure that the processes are there. If we are going to use delegate conference, let it be clear that we're using delegates. If we are going to use direct primaries, let it be clear that we're using direct primaries, and let all the data be provided, and let the field be leveled. I don't think anybody should be afraid of primaries. But I also think that at the end of the day, let us ensure that our party is strengthened. Oshiomhole and Obaseki must sit down, lock themselves in a room, and then come out with a solution. Thank you very much.
Mr. Peter Esele, former president of the TUC, Mr. Thomas Okosun, former Speaker of the Edo State House of Assembly and one-time ACN chairman in Edo State. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming on tonight.